Hey, Patrick.
Hey, Michael J.
Preview today.
Heck yeah.
From the upcoming set UMA. That's, what is it, Ultimate Masters? Ultimate Masters.
Yes, Ultimate Masters. Not a mixed martial artist form. Not a particular. No, it's actually the last for a while of the Masters series.
Well,
and this one they are going out with a bang.
And we got a pretty masterful card for Ultimate Masters.
Oh yeah, we're talking a powerhouse leading to some exotic cards. Mostly one copy. Mostly just one particular exotic card. But
literally one.
Dude, Sovereigns of Lost Alara.
Sovereigns of Lost Alara. This card is a doozy. It's 4 white, blue, so 6 total mana for a 4/5 spirit. So this is an Urnamjin that we're paying a couple extra for, but it's got some text. First of all, it's exalted. So whenever a creature you control attacks alone, that creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn, but it has another ability.
But wait, there's more.
Oh yeah, there is.
Yeah, when you attack with just the one, it, like a few of the other cards in that set, had a bonus sort of exalted ability, and that was you could search your deck. If one of your creatures attacked alone, you could search your deck for an aura to put on it.
Yeah, so...
For free, I might add.
Yeah, and so it was a card advantage card because you searched for a new card, but it was also a mana card, and I think that's one of the things that's important. It would stick that aura onto your dude, your attacking dude.
Yeah, which didn't become much of a thing until the Eldrazi Menace.
So it would consistently get a particular aura, and that aura was Eldrazi Conscription. So Eldrazi Conscription is an 8 casting cost tribal enchantment. It was an Eldrazi aura, and it was an enchant creature. That creature got +10/+10 trample and Annihilator 2. All them things. So basically, if you had Sovereigns of Lost Alara, I mean, first of all, whoever you're attacking with was going to get a little bit bigger because of Exalted, and then get a lot bigger because of Eldrazi Conscription. 2-turn clock, maybe some Annihilation going on.
Yeah, I mean, well, the first attack, you don't get the Annihilator because your guy's already attacking.
Yeah, but the second one...
The second one where you're attacking for like 30. You do get an Annihilator too as well.
2 Annihilators, that's true. Yeah. So basically, Sovereigns of Lost Alara was played in that awesome Bant deck that Josh Utterbeatings won the U.S. Championship with low a decade ago, right? 2010, I think, was the date.
Yeah, that was a really ingenious hybridization of a few strategies. You know, like he was combining some of the sort of mythic style Bant stuff that some of the East Coast players were playing a few events earlier, with an extra emphasis on mana creatures and Jaces. And this Eldrazi Conscription package.
Yeah, so he had like Lotus Cobra. He had Noble Hierarch. He had like the Lotus Cobra fetch land combination. So he could play a Cobra, leave up a fetch land, and then he could sacrifice that fetch land, get the Lotus trigger, and then like be able to mana leak you with one land, which was really cool. And I remember Conrad Kolos also made top 8 of that Nationals. I think he lost to Josh. He came up to me. He's like, "You would love Josh's deck." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Because he only played the good cards." He had like, I think 3 Elspeths and like 2 Explorers and 4 everything else. Mind Sculptors, Sovereigns of Lost Alara, like everything.
Only two Eldrazi Conscription.
You're right. Along with his, I want to say 2 Explorers. But yep. he's just like, he only played the Cadillacs. Like, people were all playing, oh, I'm going to play like one of this. I'm going to tutor through my deck with Fauna Shaman. No. Josh Utter Beatings, he knew what he wanted. What he wanted to do was get a man acceleration creature on turn 1 or 2, play a big whamma slamma the next turn or 2, and then kill you with like counterspell backup.
Well, in particular, if he got both. Like if you let, Noble Hierarch into Lotus Cobra, meant next turn that Josh could just play a turn 3 Sovereigns of Lost Alara, and then that Lotus Cobra is getting in there for 13.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, 14. Yeah, the Noble Hierarch Exalted, the Sovereigns Exalted, and the Eldrazi Conscription.
Yeah, double Exalted on that. So here's the thing about Sovereigns of Lost Alara. 2 things about it. One of them is, I think you wrote in the wonderful book Next Level Deck Building that when you're talking about like a 2-card combination, this is kind of a combo-ish deck, even though we're talking about like just man acceleration and creatures, sometimes you play cards that aren't very good in order to assemble that combination. And I think Eldrazi Conscription falls into that category because this is not a card that we've ever seen played seriously anywhere else except with Sovereigns, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just too expensive. I mean, there was a different fringe deck involving being able to, like in the precursor to Modern in Extended with that Academy researcher guy that let you play it from your hand for free. But like it never really broke through to tier 1 or tier 2.
And Sovereigns would sometimes get other enchantment auras, but it's really famous, and I think it's being commemorated here at UMA specifically for this Mythic Conscription kind of Utter Beatings deck. And those guys were just peanut butter and chocolate together.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And that's, if you want to go particularly over the top, this is the type of thing where, I mean, how many auras are +10/+10, right? Like that's...
How many auras are playable at 8, man? I mean, you know what the thing was cool about Josh?
At 8, right. Like a lot of people play it for 8. They really do.
Well, I mean, you would actually cast it for 8 sometimes. Like you draw it and you had this mana engine, right?
That's true. That's true.
2 Lotus Cobras in play and be like, bam, 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 8 in, 10 in. And that you would get the Annihilator then. You would get that Annihilator. They would be sacrificing 2 permanents.
Yep. I don't know, man. What do you think? Is this the biggest game that in the set so far? I mean, there's also the original 3 Eldrazi, which have already been previewed, and Platinum Empyrean. But like the fact that Sovereigns of Lost Alara is like sort of a virtual +11/+11. With haste for only 6, like it is hard to get that kind of a damage output for so little.
Well, all those original 3 Eldrazi were all wonderful in one way or another, even Kozilek, right? I mean, Ulamog has had many important things that he's done. Emrakul, I think you once called it the second best unfair creature of all time, right? And
behind Grizzlebrand?
Yeah. I mean, they're contending. Yeah, I mean,
right? It used to be first.
It's still a beloved card for you to get with your show and tell or your whatever. Not like a regular reanimate, but many other cheaty strategies. But I think that Sovereigns is like the best of like the non-gimmicky stuff. Sure.
Although I don't know, man. There's a new one coming. Leovold, Emissary of Trust. Talk about a... I guess I don't think that counts as gimmicky. But, legacy staple, Leovold, Emissary of Trust. Definitely delivering some beatdown.
I think Leovold is like an angle shooter to me, and I think it's kind of hilarious that I think Sovereigns is not gimmicky, right? Like its entire job is like to go find an 8 casting cost aura that you would never play otherwise. But I feel like it's less gimmicky because you just cast it, right? It's not like most of the big Eldrazi, you're like cheating them out, or you at least have some sort of like Urzatron going on. But I think Sovereigns of Lost Alara is like an honest beater with Exalted for an honest amount of mana, and sometimes it's a Lotus Cobra that's getting in there for 14.
Nice.
All right, that was our UMA preview. We'll be back later this week with our normal episode, so tune in on Thursday.
Catch us then. Later, man.
In life didn't work so great. Tried to play dredge, so jailer hate. Ghostly prison waiting for my untapped phase. Your core trapped in amber stasis state. Lost a lot of friends, got left behind. Had to find a way not to lose my mind. Trapped in a vault with